Someone requested that I provide a little more clarity into the subject matter and topic of maritime admiralty jurisdiction. So here we go. Maritime liens are ancient encumbrances on vessels under admiralty law to enforce the payment of debts. Merchant and governments like admiralty law because it provides less rights to the debtor than the common law. Because ships can sail out of a jurisdiction, the merchants need swift execution to collect debts. Therefore, a creditor can have a vessel arrested by the policy enforcer or police, without any proof that the debt exists and without filing the lien. This is called an in rem action, in which the vessel or its cargo is seized without any proof. The creditor does not have to prove that the debt is owed unless someone files a counterclaim in court. Thus, a notice of lien can be sent to an alleged debtor without any proof or any filing. The courts have termed this a secret lien. All right, and there's a number of secret liens out there, and one of my most favorite super top secret liens, in fact, is the agricultural lien. All right, and you can put the agricultural lien on all your offspring under stablery and livery, and it is a super top secret lien that does not need to be recorded. And if somebody takes interest in your offspring, you can hit them with that super top secret lien known as an agricultural lien, because you clothe them, you feed them, you bathe them, you sired them, and so later on I'll show you the agricultural lien. It's a beautiful technology that can help preserve the sanctity and sanctuary of your home. So secret liens, because it is not filed anywhere. The United States is the only government that enforces admiralty law inland. All right, remember, they're using foreign law and coming onto our land, subverting the United States Constitution, engaging in mixed war against the Constitution, engaging in mixed war against the people, violating the treaties, violating the Constitution, violating the Federalist Papers, violating the Declaration of Independence, all right? And they're doing this all under the false pretenses of honest services, okay? This law was initiated during the Civil War to confiscate property owned by enemies of the United States government. This is where your Trading with the Enemy Act starts to be developed and later enforced. October 6th of 19... I want to say... It's October 6th. You'll have to go look up the year. I don't want to quote it wrong. I got a lot of shit going on in my head right now. The United States is also the only government that has codified maritime liens into statutes, which is Title 46, Chapter 313. The secret lien is codified in Title 46, United States Code 31342. Maritime liens have a higher priority than all other liens, with the exception of an agricultural lien, ladies and gentlemen. And remember, first in time, first in line, except for the exception of these secret liens, because remember, the super top secret lien of the agricultural lien supersedes all other liens, and it does not require being filed. You simply give notice, okay? When they take interest in your property, you simply give notice. I have a super secret priority lien interest through an agricultural lien that does not require being recorded, and my lien trumps yours. So before you take interest in my property, you have to compensate me to the tune of billions before you're taking my offspring out of my house. All right, and they're never going to give you billions, so you don't have to worry about them taking your offspring anymore. Maritime liens have a higher priority than all other liens. Their priority over statutory liens is stated in Title 46, United States Code 31307. Priority over common law liens is stated in Title 46, United States Code 31326. There are lists of lien priorities in the documents below, but we do not know the source of those lists. However, mortgage liens, IRS tax liens, and other governmental liens are listed at the lowest priority. Recorded maritime liens take priority over unrecorded liens and are called preferred maritime liens. The responsibility to record maritime liens is delegated to the United States Coast Guard. They have forms and instructions on their website. But since there are no requirements for filing a maritime lien and no proof required, one can provide the public a notice of claim of maritime lien by recording it with the county or with the Secretary of State, or recording it on a UCC1 and filing it in the commercial chamber. Okay? That's what the commercial chamber is. That's where all your UCC filings are, UCC3, UCC1, UCC11s, of course, the addendums and the amendments, and so on and so forth. It is not possible to arrest people for statutory offenses under the common law. The government is operating under Admiralty law. When they arrest persons for statutory offenses, this is considered an in rem action, dealing with a thing. Because remember, a person is defined as a person, a thing, a corporation, a trust, a joint business venture, yada, 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 right? An unenfranchised corporation, all that good shit. Actions against a vessel, an in rem action against a vessel. Remember, I told you that all caps N legis entity is a United States citizen. It operates under the 14th Amendment. They didn't abolish slavery. They just redesigned it so it would look more, let's say, politically correct, for a lack of a better fucking explanation. All bankruptcy seizures are also considered in rem actions. Thus, the title of a court case in R.E. Maxwell, all right? So I used to think back in the day, I would see this on the actual court documentation. It would say INRE, and I always thought that stood for in regard. This is how dangerous acronyms and abbreviations are, because if you presume and assume something, you draw a conclusion, and inadvertently you may fuck yourself for your lack of understanding. All right, so when you see something you don't recognize, you ask. You demand to know what this shit is. Okay, and this on the court documents, and you may notice it on something if you've been in court, actually means in rem action. They're telling you exactly what type of action it is. It's an action in admiralty dealing with things. Thus, the title of the court case in regard Maxwell means it is in rem. Therefore, it is considered that bank foreclosures, traffic tickets, and other government arrests are only notices of interest or notice of lien based on secret maritime liens that have no proof and are rebuttable with a counterclaim. Therefore, a recorded maritime lien would be a valid counterclaim as an affirmative defense against those notices of interest. Enforcement of maritime liens is discussed in Title 28, okay, United States Code 1602 to 1611. Title 28 is obviously the judiciary, all right, which has been enacted into positive law in the United States Code, which is the Foreign Sovereign Immunities Act, since a person is defined as a foreign state and owner of a vessel. These statutes describe daily life in the United States. That's Title 28, 3002, 15A, B, and C. The controlling court case that defines the priority of liens is the United States versus 1254 FT period Fighter 570 F period Superior Court 413 EDLA 0811 of 1983. The most quoted reference that defines a vessel as a person in Admiralty jurisdiction is G. Gilmore and C. Black, The Law of Admiralty, page 586 through 589, second edition, 1975. He defines a vessel as a person, and it is also common language in the dictionary and the Bible. Vessel is defined in the U.S. Code at Title I, United States Code 3. Black Law Dictionary, 8th edition, says the definition of vessel is very broad. The Standard Dictionary defines vessel as a person, as an agent or holder of something.